What's up, everyone? Back for another beer haul, and today I'm going to be showing you some goodies that were given to me by my buddies Sean and Eric. So let's not waste any time and get right into it. So the first 6 beers I'm going to show you come courtesy of Sean. So thank you very much, Sean. Truly do appreciate it. He went on a bit of like a beercation to the New England area. He went to some breweries in Vermont. He went to Boston, Massachusetts, and he hooked me up with a mixed 6-pack of goodies. So let's see what he hooked me up with. So the first beer comes from Green Empire Brewing, and they are out of Colchester, Vermont, and this is their side business. India Pale Ale comes in at 7% alcohol by volume, and it was canned on 6/20/18. It says, where's the tasting room? I don't know. In here? It's in here. Yeah, so never had anything from Green Empire Brewing, never even heard of them. So yeah, can't wait to get right into this one. Be one of the first beers I review. The second beer that he hooked me up with comes from the Burlington Beer Company, and you would think they're out of Burlington, Vermont, but on the can here it says Williston, Vermont. I don't know if they have a new production facility there or they changed areas or whatnot. I thought they were in Burlington. And this is their 4th anniversary QDH Quadruple IPA. That QDH stands for Quadruple Dry Hop, comes in 11% alcohol by volume. The date on the can here is 5/24/18, so this is the oldest of the bunch. I want to get into it as soon as I possibly can, so this might be the first beer that I review, and I'm looking forward to it because I've had stuff from Burlington before, and I've been pretty impressed by them. I think they do pretty damn good stuff, so can't wait to tear into that one. The next one comes from one of my favorite New England breweries, and that is the Trillium Brewing Company. They are out of Canton and Boston, Massachusetts. They have 2 locations, and this is their Galaxy Dry Hopped Fort Point Pale Ale. Comes in at 6.6% alcohol by volume, and it was canned on 7/9/18, so super fucking fresh. And I've had quite a few beers from Trillium, but I've never had anything from their Fort Point series. Like, they do the regular one and then a bunch of different dry hopped variants of it. Never had any of them, so yeah, time to get into it. The next one comes from Foam Brewers out of Burlington, Vermont, and this is their Like Clockwork. So this is a double India Pale Ale, comes at 8.2% alcohol by volume, and this was canned on 7/5/18, and it says Fair Weather Friends. That's not what Sean is. Right, Sean? You're not a fair weather friend. Yeah, so I've had a couple beers from Foam, and they kick ass, in my opinion. I think they do great stuff. I almost put it backwards. That would have been dumb. But yeah, so can't wait to tear into that one either. So yeah. The next 2 are from the Treehouse Brewing Company out of Charlottetown, Massachusetts. And the first one is their Alter Ego. So I've had the base Alter Ego, and this is just like Alter Ego on steroids. Apparently comes in at 6.8% alcohol by volume. It's an American IPA, and it was canned on 7/11/18. Freeze Agent Scarin of FBI. That has to be a reference to something. You guys tell me. Maybe something that I've seen before that I just can't remember, but you know, that logo is pretty awesome, and hopefully the beer is even better. And last but not least, from Sean, we have Single Shot. Coffee Milk Stout, comes in at 6.4% alcohol by volume. And this on the bottom, it was canned on 7/12/18, and it says with Brazil Cerrado. So that is the bean they're using. I've never had anything from their single shot series, never had any of the double shots. Haven't had a lot of non-hop forward Treehouse beers, so I cannot wait to tear into that one because that one sounds absolutely fantastic. So all of these, like I said, come courtesy of Sean, and yeah, I can't wait to tear into every single one of these and give them a proper review, which I'm going to. So the next 6 come courtesy of Eric. No, not Eric over at Eric Alliance Fan, fellow beer tuber, good friend of mine. Not that one. A friend here locally. He actually went to the Hudson Valley region of New York State and also hit up Treehouse and Trillium as well. And he hooked me up with a 6-pack of beers here. So another one from Trillium. This is Pocket Pigeon, which is part of their Small Bird series. And it's an American Pale Ale, comes in at 5.4% alcohol by volume. And this was canned on 7/11/18. And yeah, I've never had any of the Small Bird or Big Bird series from Trillium. I've just, you know, had a couple beers from them before, but I mean, more than a couple. I've had like 15 or 20 from Trillium, but never had any within this series, so I cannot wait to get into that one. And then next is one that I've had before, but it is a classic. It is the flagship from Treehouse, and it is their Julius. It's an IPA, comes in at 6.8% alcohol by volume. This one is canned on 7/10/18. On the bottom it says, I'm terrible at this game. I'm terrible at beer tubing, so, you know, we're all even. But yeah, this is like, you know what? This is the staple. This is the staple beer when you talk about Treehouse. This is their flagship. Now, I know a lot of people out there talk about how their Charlotten location isn't good as their Monson, with their old facility, how they haven't dialed in the recipes and it's a shell of its former self and stuff. I can't speak to that. I've only had a few beers from their former location and quite a few from their current location. I still think they make really damn good beer, but I will say I'm not blown away by them as much as I thought I would be. So, but Julius I've had before. It's a damn good beer. We're going to give it a proper review. So the next two beers come from Equilibrium Brewery, and they are out of the Hudson Valley. They are from Middletown, New York, I believe. Yeah, Middletown, New York. And this one is their MC Squared. So this is Photon Squared DIP. I think their Photon's like just their regular IPA. This is the double IPA at 8%. I've had a few beers from Equilibrium, and I've really enjoyed them, but I've never had MC Square, which again is kind of like their flagship. There is no canning date, but I think he told me it was like around, I think it was like 7/10 or 7/11 this was canned on. So or maybe it was like 7. It was definitely like the second week of July. So this is probably a couple weeks old. So yeah, pretty fantastic. Throw this one over here for you guys. And then last but not least, from Equilibrium, we have their Fluctuation, which is their perfectly unbalanced double IPA, 8.1%, and no canning date on that one as well. And yeah, so this is another one that I've never tried before. Make sure we're putting this up correctly. And yeah, really cool to try Equilibrium stuff on camera, because I've had a couple from them on tap and in cans, and I dig what they do. I think they make awesome beers, but they're not easy to get, certainly not in the Western New York area. And now, last but not least, the last two beers come from a brewery. I've only had a couple beers on tap from them, nothing can version. And this is Hudson Valley Brewery, and they are out of Beacon, New York. And this is their Total Internal Reflection. It is an oat sour IPA. They have the AB, 7% alcohol by volume, and this was canned on 7/12/18. It says drink now. Don't tell me what to do, but yes, I will. And yeah, this is what I've been looking forward to. I've heard Hudson Valley is killing it with their sour IPAs, and you know, it's a very popular style at this point. I think a lot of people are digging sour IPAs, and I think based on what I've heard and what I've seen and what I've certainly on BeerTube, they're killing it. So I'm super pumped to give them a whirl, as Matt would say, over at Massive Beer Reviews. Last but not least from Hudson is their Amulet, which is a sour IPA with blueberries and hibiscus. This one comes in at 7% alcohol by volume as well, and this was 7/10, so it must have been the same release, says drink now again. But yeah, sour IPA with blueberries and hibiscus. I mean, yeah, sign me up all day, every day. So there you go. These are the 12 beers that I got courtesy of both Sean and Eric. So I once again want to thank both of those individuals for hooking me up. Being able to try out a couple more Treehouse beers, a couple more Trillium beers, get into Equilibrium and Hudson Valley, in addition to like Empire, who I've never really heard of before, and you know, Foam and Burlington. Should be a blast. Obviously no theme weeks or anything for quite a while. I'm going to talk about that in a vlog in a couple days. But we're in the midst of Old Nation theme week this week, so there's not going to be any theme weeks. But these are going to be sprinkled out through the month of August and maybe into September. Probably post 1 or 2 a week and until they're all gone. But yeah, I can't wait to dive headfirst into these because a lot of awesome beers here, or what I perceive to be awesome beers. I guess we'll see. But anyway, once again, thanks to Sean and Eric, and thanks to everyone for stopping by another beer haul. Please like, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell if you want to be updated when my content goes live. And also, in the comments, if you guys want to post anything about these beers, have you had any of these beers? Have you ever heard of Green Empire Brewing? I'd be curious. And yeah, I just want to know kind of what I'm in store for. You know, what do you guys dig out of here? And we'll talk back and forth. That's how we go. But anyway, I'm going to take a sip of this peach short stack from Magnify. Review should be up sometime next week. And I bid you all farewell. Cheers.